Ye Chen, a young disciple of the Azure Cloud Sect, trained tirelessly. His heart brimmed with hope. He yearned for the recognition of his peers. He craved the warmth of their acceptance. More than anything, he wished to earn the love and respect of his master. Each swing of his sword, each chant of ancient scripture was fueled by this yearning. He believed in the sect's teachings. He dedicated himself to the righteous path. He dreamed of bringing honor to the Azure Cloud. Years passed in a blur of disciplined practice. Ye Chen grew strong. He mastered the sect's techniques with unwavering focus. He faced every challenge with unwavering determination. His loyalty never wavered. He believed in the Azure Cloud Sect. It was his home, his family, his entire world. His efforts did not go unnoticed. He began to rise through the ranks. He surpassed his peers. He earned praise from his elders. Yet, a shadow of doubt lingered in his heart. The recognition he craved felt distant. The warmth of true acceptance remained elusive. This gnawing uncertainty fueled his determination further. He pushed himself harder, striving to prove his worth. He vowed to earn his place within the sect. He would show them all that he was worthy of their love and respect. A blood-red moon hung heavy in the night sky. An eerie silence fell over the Azure Cloud Sect. This unsettling stillness was shattered by a deafening roar. A horde of monstrous figures descended upon the mountaintop sanctuary. Their eyes burned with hate. They were cultivators, but their auras were twisted and corrupted. They had come to destroy everything that the Azure Cloud Sect held dear. Chaos erupted. The peaceful serenity of the sect was consumed by the horrors of battle. Ye Chen, his heart pounding in his chest, drew his sword. Fear threatened to cripple him, but he would not yield. He would defend his home, his family, with his very life. He charged into the fray. He fought with the ferocity of a cornered animal. His sword danced, a whirlwind of steel and lightning. He cut down every enemy that dared to stand in his path. But for every foe he vanquished, two more seemed to take their place. The attackers were relentless, their numbers overwhelming. Despair began to creep into Ye Chen's heart. Was this the end of the Azure Cloud Sect? Pain, their anger, their fear. Banished from the only home he had ever known, Ye Chen wandered aimlessly. The world seemed cold and unforgiving. He had lost everything, his purpose, his friends, his faith. The weight of their betrayal pressed down on him. He questioned everything he had ever believed in. What was the point of strength, of loyalty, of righteousness, if this was to be his reward? He stumbled upon a secluded clearing, a hidden oasis amidst the unforgiving wilderness. He collapsed to his knees, his body racked with sobs. As he wept, he noticed a faint glow emanating from the base of an ancient gnarled tree. Curiosity flickered within him, a spark in the darkness that threatened to consume him. He crawled towards the light, his hand trembling as he reached out. His fingers brushed against something warm, alive. It pulsed with an energy that seemed to resonate deep within his soul. He looked closer and saw a small, flickering flame, dancing delicately atop a bed of moss. It was unlike any fire he had ever seen before. This was no ordinary flame. It pulsed with an otherworldly power, an ancient energy that seemed to call out to him. As Ye Chen reached for the flame, a surge of power coursed through his veins. It was as if the fire itself recognized him, had chosen him. He felt a searing pain as the flame entered his body, but it was not entirely unpleasant. It was a cleansing pain, a burning away of the old, the weak, the betrayed. The flame, he realized, was not just a source of power. It was a symbol of rebirth, a chance to start anew. The flame settled within his dantian, the core of his being, and began to work its magic. He could feel his cultivation, stagnant since the attack on the Azure Cloud Sect, begin to surge once more. But it was more than just his cultivation that was changing. The flame was tempering his spirit, his resolve. It burned away his doubts, his fears, his despair. In the aftermath of this transformative experience, Ye Chen emerged a changed man. Gone was the heartbroken, defeated disciple. In his place stood a proud, powerful cultivator. His eyes, once clouded with pain and confusion, now burned with a newfound determination. He had been forged in the fires of betrayal and emerged stronger than ever before. He would walk a new path, a path of his own choosing. Ye Chen embarked on a journey of self-discovery and cultivation. He sought out ancient ruins, hidden masters, and forgotten techniques. He faced countless trials, each one pushing him further than he thought possible. He battled ferocious beasts, outwitted cunning demons, and overcame treacherous traps. With every challenge he conquered, his strength grew, and the divine flame within him burned brighter. He was no longer driven by a desire for recognition or acceptance. He sought to hone his skills, to master his powers, to become the best version of himself. He walked a lonely path, but he was never truly alone. The divine flame was his constant companion, a source of strength and guidance. Word of his exploits began to spread throughout the land. He became known as a fearsome warrior, a master of the elements, a force to be reckoned with. Some whispered of a divine flame that burned within him, granting him unimaginable power. His name, once synonymous with failure and betrayal, became a beacon of hope, a symbol of resilience and unwavering determination. Years later, Ye Chen stood at the foot of the mountain. It was here that the Azure Cloud Sect once stood, now nothing more than a collection of crumbling ruins. He had returned, not as a shamed disciple seeking forgiveness, but as a legend in his own right. He had come to face his past, to confront those who had wronged him, to reclaim what was rightfully his. The news of his arrival spread like wildfire throughout the region. The remaining elders of the Azure Cloud Sect trembled in fear. They had heard the rumors, the tales of his power. They knew that the once discarded disciple had returned to seek his revenge. As he ascended the mountain path, he could sense their fear, their regret. But he felt no joy in their trepidation. He had moved beyond such petty emotions. He had come to make things right, to ensure that no one would ever have to endure the pain and betrayal that he had suffered. This was not about revenge. It was about justice. It was about reclaiming his honor and ensuring that the legacy of the Azure Cloud Sect would be one of redemption, not ruin.